definitely curious to see what they're going to bring. So I think this will be a very good matchup just to kind of get a preview of what we may see at TI.
I stressed at the beginning of the coverage here today, back when we only had a couple hundred viewers, but such
I think this will be a very good matchup.
I'm not looking too much into this
event.
event. Honestly, OG for me can go winless in the group stages, and I still viewers, but such
I think this will be a very good matchup.
I'm not looking at a team that's
favorite.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. They are my favorite 100% going into the tournament. No questions asked. I mean, this is a team that's won both the majors throughout this year, and they've proven time and time again on the main stage, and when it really matters, they come to play. In the first game, they drafted Arc Warden. They did the same thing at the group stages of Kiev. Let's not forget that, and it failed horribly. I think they went like 0-3 with the hero, yet they won it in the end. They didn't really run Arc Warden after that, but I feel like that they like to kind of try these things in an event like this.
Yeah, and I think with the new balance patch we just saw, they're going to be testing some more things for sure. But it's an EG year, man. It's going to be their year. They're looking super sharp. It is an odd-numbered year, which means North America has to win.
Well, not China has to win.
Yeah,
that's a better way to put it. So,
well, we'll have to see. We do see them get the Night Stalker, which was banned out in the first 2 or 3 games that we did cast, so that will be slipping through. This Faceless Void's been getting picked up a lot or banned. It's seen a lot of pick priority, and definitely curious to see how LGD is planning on using this.
At least in the China scene, yeah. The one time it got picked up in our first match by what was that, Newbie, I want to say. It got banned in the next match by against a Chinese team, and now here we are having it by another Chinese team in LGD Gaming. So it seems like, especially in that region, this is a very relevant hero. And as we saw earlier, it was in that one position, a hero that definitely could play across the board, offlane as well. You even suggested possibly a mid in the case of the first game. So
I will say, if this hero comes back into the meta, it's super good for EG's chances at TI, though, because Universe is like the most known Void player in the game. And if it can be ran as a carry but could be flexed to the offlane, that's another hero you pretty much just have to first ban against anyone that can play it in the offlane.
Yeah.
But let's see what OG is going to do here. I'm really curious to see if we see an Alchemist this game. I think he got enough of the sweet spot with the buffs that he's going to at least see some play from OG. And this is about the perfect testing grounds. These are better than scrims at the very least.
Oh, yeah.
These are games they are going to actually try in. There's some money on the line. So definitely excited to see what they want to test on the field of battle here.
Absolutely. So, and of course, when this latest patch came out, 7.06E, I want to say, a couple of days ago even, that's what people were calling it, the OG winning TI patch, if anything, because of Alchemist, as you just pointed out, getting that buff there. So, we'll see if Alchemist is picked up. I mean, I don't know. The hero literally got picked one time in all the region qualifiers. Like, the hero just went complete crap tier in the latest patch. Now, were these buffs really enough to all of a sudden be like, okay, yeah, we can start picking. Now, again, for OG, because they have the history, I think that you are right that we could see from them, but I'm not expecting it to, just start taking off again by any means.
No, I agree. It'll be one of those things I could see them playing a game or two here, and then practicing with it, busting it out in group stage of TI. It does super well, and then teams maybe pick it up in the playoff stage. I don't expect it's going to go tier 1 overnight, but the agility buff is actually pretty major to him. It smooths out his attack animation a lot, and the biggest thing is it gives him some starting armor finally.
Yeah.
He had so little, but
10 seconds.
I just want to see it. Right now their opening is fairly aggressive. We've got a Bat Rider and a Night Stalker, 2 very solid run-at-you heroes. And LGD's, on the other hand, extremely defensive in the early game. Torrent's a super good disengage tool. Chronosphere is just awesome to dump stuff into later.
Roster.
It kind of fit OG.
Yeah.
I like Rasta in really fast-paced lineups. I think it's super good.
They ran Winter Wyvern in the first game. You could argue that to save somebody in a Chronosphere, if anything. But that seems maybe more on the defensive side, of course.
That hero is just so hard to use effectively right now. It used to be that his W was just such good wave clear that you could just pick him and stall for days with, at the very least, the shards. But that got nerfed. And he got a buff this patch, but it's fun to watch. I just don't know if it'll really see play.
Arc Warden is still an option, and honestly, I would not be surprised. Again, they ran it against EG earlier. We saw it in Kiev in the groups. This itch coming out for OG.
I'm just really curious to see where they lane this. Some people theory crafted mid Visage at the pro level. Some people did play it as a carry. I would guess it's going to be R5, but we've seen it flexed around a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
It's kind of setting up for a weird draw draft. The potential is definitely there. You've got your front line in the Night Stalker. You've got 2 decent ranged heroes that can kind of bully their lane.
We've seen this combo a little bit, I feel like. AA's kind of taken off in the China scene, and I know, well, what is it? Secret, I believe, has been running a little bit. I know Alliance was running in their qualifier run there. We're seeing some teams kind of pay more attention to AA as a support that you don't necessarily need only to counter heals, right? Like, you look at this Radiant, or OG side even, they don't have really any heals, but AA still is bringing plenty to the table with this, not the passive, the Chilling Touch, as well as even the Ice Vortex. On top of that.
And just a super obvious combination with the Kunkka and the Faceless Voids. Just more stuff to dump into a Chronosphere or to just set up for an X person to get exploded when they get pulled back. So, yeah, there's 2 phases to AA. Does he win the lane because of Chilling Touch? And then how much effectiveness does the ult kind of give you? So, I think it looks good here. They've got the framework to make it a solid AA game. Look to see them pick up another ranged hero, though, that'll actually pair well with the Chilling Touch to make the lane a little better, I would guess. Unless it's going to be offlane Void.
That's why an earlier on Faceless Void pick is good, because, again, he does bring that presence of he could still transition in the offlane, even if that wasn't the plan from the beginning, if they feel that's necessary. So, Ember Spirit in the 4 position for OG, so it's going to be an Ember Spirit. So no Alchemist, unfortunately, or Arc Warden for that matter. I would have liked to see Arc Warden as well for ourselves even, but get Ember Spirit instead.
No Tails played it for them before.
Oh, that's actually true. You know what? He played it in that game. Now that you mentioned that, he was actually the one playing it earlier. So, I guess they still definitely could run the Arc Warden.
To be fair, not the best heroes to eventually give Ags to. Like, this gives him an extra bird. That's cool. Your Night Stalker should have an Ags by the time you're getting it for him. A Bat Rider's Ags is just more trolly than good. It's fun, but just better stuff to go on him.
Yeah.
LGD is super all in on ults though. You've got Ravage, Ice Blast, Chronosphere, Ghost Ship, and without them, the team looks really lackluster. So they're going to have to set the pace of this game, be the ones choosing when they're taking fights, and OG's going to have to just be trying to play around those cooldowns. Someone will die when LGD presses their buttons. You just want to make sure it's the least amount of heroes that can, and that you try to get something off the other side of the map.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a hero that's like good counter initiation because of all that team fight, but they banned a lot of them out. We see the Silencer, of course, banned by LGD. Earthshaker and Sand King were banned in the beginning, so it's like, what options are left? And OG really needs that 1-position hero even. You could argue they could do a 1-position Ember Spirit with a mid hero instead here as well, but...
I want to see him pick something that can split. I think you just avoid LGD. You pull them to other sides of the map. Ember's very good at shoving out lanes and keeping pressure up. Bat Rider can do that as well. I just want to see them run around the map like crazy.
Naga Siren, that's one.
Please, no.
Please, Naga Siren. The viewers want it.
I would rather like a carry Nature's Prophet or something over a Naga Siren.
Turn to pick.
God, what is this chat? I just saw somebody say in chat that OG doesn't have a top 5 player at any position. What are you smoking, bro?
This is why you just don't read chat.
10 seconds remaining.
At the very least, I would argue Jerax is probably one of the best players in the game right now.
Oh, yeah. Fly? That's his support. I think he deserves respect there.
Anna's getting over his nerves. He's put up some good showings at lands. You know, his very first land showing is a little rough, but you can't take somebody that's won this many tournaments and say they have no top 5s. All right, so we have a mid Mirana, I would assume, out of LGD. That's going to be interesting because we've seen 2 different Mirana builds lately. Some people still going the old school Ags. That's a Meepo. I don't even care about my analysis. We're done talking.
This is a rough Meepo game, honestly. It's going to be a no-tell Meepo, and I know he has history, man, but this feels a little tough.
See Meepo pick Meepo, man. Oh, this is going to be great. So for LGD, though, they have a lot of AoE for the Meepo. That does good to start, but who closes out on the Meepo? Like, No-Tail's probably good enough at this to keep most of his Meepos away. And if you're committing a chrono every time to kill the Meepo and Anna's splitting you somewhere across the map, I actually love this. If No-Tail gets fairly early boots of travel, he could overextend LGD and just make them move too much.
Huh.
I don't think he has to have a huge blowout game.
10
I really
seconds
don't.
remaining.
Yeah.
He's just got to farm everywhere and just try to
5
jerk
seconds
LGD
remaining.
to 3 lanes at once.
Yeah. It's the team fight is. I mean, it's going to be the tool here for LGD to win this game. They need to land these big team fights. Is the biggest thing. You know, catch at least one of the meepos, if not multiple, in the Chronosphere. Follow up, obviously, with what they have here, the AA ulti and etc.
Yeah.
A lot of
Just
farm to go
catching
around.
one is dangerous. Then he just poofs the other 4 on you. You take a ton of damage.
True.
But it'll be interesting. I'm super excited to see how he plays this out.
Prepare for battle.
Let the spam begin. All right, here we go, guys. So we're going to introduce the sides now. On the Radiant side, of course, we have OG, Fly on the Visage, Ana playing the Ember Spirit, Jerax on the Night Stalker, S4 playing the Bat Rider, and, of course, No Tail on his signature hero, Meepo. Always fun.
And over on LGD's side, we got Yao on Ancient Apparition, Victoria on Kunkka, Somnus on Mirana, Amy on Void, and Old 11, now just 11 on Tidehunter.
That's right. You know, I heard people mentioning that old 11, and I thought about that too, but yeah, he tagged himself up just 11 right here.
I think it was right after DK disbanded a couple years back. The Old Chicken, Old 11, all of them changed their name to Old.
Gotcha. Oh, S4. Torrent?
30
That's
seconds
gonna
to
maybe
battle.
not really connect. He's good. Even if that connects, I don't. Well, I mean, they have cold feet, but I don't think they were gonna be able to get that to go off. So probably fine. Is 11 really hidden here? I don't think they know he's here. He's gonna creep pull. It's gonna be annoying. And we'll see what they're able to do against that. But Visage in the hands of Fly. Why? So why Visage here? Well, what does Visage bring to the table as the support option? I mean,
It's push power similar to the way Rasta does. Honestly, not much more than that. I'm struggling to find a reason to pick this over the Shadow Shaman, other than the fact that the birds are more mobile than wards. They can farm a lane. They can provide a little more pressure.
look at Tidehunter. Kraken Shell already leveled up, of course, with that Ring of Protection, so they're definitely not killing him. It's just a matter of how much can they harass him right here as he's pulling the creep wave.
Yeah, and a 46 base damage Beepo is going to struggle to farm under tower. No hatchet.
And he blocks both camps. He stood in one, he had the ward in the other.
What a monster.
11 doing work. That's big. That's going to really hurt OG early on.
S4 in a bit of trouble here.
Oh yeah, top lane, S4, Torrent connects, and he's going to be fine though, keeping his distance. Back to the bottom lane, 11 goes all the way to the tier 2 tower, and they're still chasing. They're pissed off, man. They do not want to get away for free here.
There's very little risk for OG to be here right now, and if they can deny a few of these out from Tidehunter, it stops them from getting close to level 2. So they just want to give him some contest on his farm, and deny these out so No Tail can get the actual creeps.
Showing starting deep though, but the top lane. Cam Tours out, ladies and gentlemen. Apologize there. S4 goes down though. We saw the pressure earlier. It did feel like it was just a matter of time.
Yeah, it's all this ward that they got down. It's showing so much of where S4 is trying to juke for Torrents. And they connected with a Torrent into Cold Feet there. Once he froze, he was just dead.
So Mirana versus Ember Spirit. They did last pick that Mirana. Obviously, we're so caught up with the Meepo. But how does Mirana fare this game? You know, how in the matchup especially, you think?
I mean, entirely depends on the build she goes. I don't want to see the Ags build. I don't think it's probably that great this game. I'd like to see the Aquila Maelstrom, like farming carry style Mirana. It does a lot of damage now with the talent changes. But it's a little rough, honestly, into Ember. If Ember gets a little bit of a lead on her, he can just run at her with Flame Guard. There's not an easy way to strip it off. And, yeah, we'll have to see.
S4 they're just going to continue to harass the hell out of him, man. He was living life on thin ice right there, as it barely died to the AA auto attacking him. But he did the math. He popped the sal, but he's still not in the best of spots right here. And in fact, he's kind of juked though. Well positioned right there by S4. He just runs right out through the trees, and they did not see him. So, hello Torrent. It's going to connect, and now he's in trouble. Cold Feet goes up. He's dead.
Yeah, this is rough for him. He can't even stay in this lane. Before Kunky even has X, he's spiking every Torrent.
Bottom lane, Tidehunter. Again, the Kraken Shell. Are they really killing him here? I don't know. Poof on in from Notel. Has the second Meepo with him. And they've
got a
trap
void.
him. Another void. This should be a kill, actually.
Yep. You want to try to give it to No-Tail.
He's trying to set that up for Notel, if anything, but yeah. Not the case. Still, they get the kill. That's what matters. Finally take out this pesky Tidehunter.
That's a hard kill to bring down. They're going to be very happy to take the Tidehunter away from the lane for a little while.
So Mirana, double Wraith Band build and creep farm early on, 20 and 6. 20 and 4 though for Ember Spirit. Anna doing just fine himself. Oh, S4, don't tell me he's in trouble again. X marks the spot, the torrent. Cold Feet is up, that's going to stun him in place. Now, they didn't stagger the best though, so he's actually going to live through this.
And he gets his creeps.
Yeah, that was pretty solid in the end.
And they're out of XP range for Kunkka. Did it. Alright, so at least he got something there, but man, it's a hard life for him.
Oh, no.
He's going to get torrented here
Oh!
too.
It's like he knows!
Oh man.
Oh no, he's still not out of here just yet though. The boots on the Kunkka. Running him down. One more auto attack should do it. He's dead. No, maybe not. Why do I say he's dead when he's not dead? He's definitely not dead. X marks the spot. It's going to pull him back. One more needed. He got enough regen. Oh, no. The jukes are on the trees. Get it. Victoria. He's got it.
It's taking so much of S4's time to do that, though. And all they're committing is their force support.
Middle lane,
Man.
speaking of force support, Jarek's coming in. Mirana, she does not have leap up. She's going to use some bottle charges, and it will be enough, and Night Stalkers should be fine too, but ooh, close calls, man.
Yeah, this game's full of action already.
How's Notel doing, though? That's what really matters. He's level
He's holding
5.
up. He's near the top of the CS charts and getting to the point where Tide's going to struggle to stay in lane. Kraken Shell, not very good against a whole bunch of poofs, and when you couple it with Void, very easy to stick on him. They're looking to set up in the mid lane, though. LGD is smoked up.
Is there an arrow? No, Mirana's porting in. Maybe a torrent. There's the X, the torrent. Going to get maybe an arrow off. Slide a fist. He actually avoids the torrent and the arrow. The cold feet also doesn't go off, but the Starstorm is going to do him in the end. I mean, he did everything he could to survive right there, but just not enough. Meanwhile, back to the bottom lane, Tidehunter going for the TB. Do they have a stopper? It doesn't look like it. And despite all that burst coming out, he does survive.
Yeah, without Night Stalker down here, the kill potential is almost 0. OG needs to be stacking more, though. Jarex is trying so hard to get this mid lane swinging in on his favor, but hasn't been able to connect with anything yet, and it's kind of leaving No-Tail without the huge jungle to farm that he'd like.
Yeah. And it's in trouble again. Cold Feet's up. That's going to slide a fist away from it, though, so again, disjoints it here. Now he's going in for the kill to A, but this is so ambitious on his part. The Cold Feet's put up once again. He goes over the fire and secures a kill, and he takes off the Cold Feet as a result of it as well. Now Victoria torn on himself. Jarek's good job evading. It is nighttime, obviously, so running a little bit faster. And he'll survive, too.
He wants it.
No tell. Look at this. The real Meepo's in. Net's on in. Poof's on with the other. The Poof did not connect for the damage, though. Does have an Arcane Rune, however. Another net coming out. The Torrent's going to stop at least one of the Meepos, and it will be enough to keep them alive on Mirana. Close call there.
Wow, this is just so action-packed.
Hey, that's 4 dead again.
Yeah, that was Chronosphere.
Was it?
That
Okay.
cost an ultimate, but easy kill up in the top lane. Yeah, the Night Stalker there almost managed to kill off the Kunkka before the Torrent on Meepo, but decided he wanted to go back and try to help Meepo secure the bottom kill, and then in the end just didn't quite have the damage to bring down either.
Never refuse gold given.
Yeah, 3 deaths, 4 deaths even for that Bat Rider. Oof, 4 of the 5 deaths on him so far this game. Again, not a friendly game. You talked about it earlier. I mean, he really can't be at the top lane, and he's trying, man. He's trying to be up there. Only has boots and a wind lace currently on him, trying to finish the Tranquils. He's got a stacked camp here. Is that something? As long as he
Yeah, at
doesn't
least
get
there's
rolled
not
up.
a Kunkka just sitting on top of him right now, leeching it. This will be a huge boon in catching him back up, but I want to see him just go pretty much straight blink after the Tranquils. I think going back for drums when you're this far behind is not very great on returns.
Yeah. So Mirana does have the Axe queued up here, and I have seen a couple Mirana games recently, again, going back to the original qualifiers, being that big event recently, where they didn't get Axe at all. They kind of just skipped it even.
Yep. I agree. For the most part, people just didn't go Ags. They went like Maelstrom, Manta, just a lot of pushing and right click.
Radiant's top
Especially with that
tower
leap
has
talent at
fallen.
25. The 100 leap attack speed makes you attack so fast.
Yeah. Faceless Void going that Mask of Madness build too. Takes out the top tower. The time walk to take off damage. Time dilation will also stop the sticky napalm spam from S4. Now S4 running into a bit of a trap. Cold Feet not going to go off though. Keeps his distance. Bottom lane, no tail. He avoids the torrent. He'll walk away. He's building up that Dragonlance. Just about finished. So get an idea of what No Tail and the Meepo is going to be going for here. So he's level 7 in about 8.5 minutes.
I'm curious to see what the Void follows this Mask of Madness up with. To me, Bloodthorn is super valuable in this game. It can lock down one Meepo. It provides a bunch of damage amplification to actually help you bring one down. And all in all, just a pretty solid item against the Ember Spirit and the Meepo there. So if they're feeling good, that's what I'd like to see him go fairly early on in this game, just so he has a single target burst to finish one of those Meepos off.
Yeah. Ooh, Fly, he's fine, but Tidehunter's keeping him busy. Tidehunter level 6, he's holding on to that point, by the way. With a Ravage, perhaps. Ravage is somewhat costly on the mana side of things, though, 150.
And if he gets like his Ancient stacked up to a point that's worth taking, it's better just to skip the Ravage and get extra points in Crack and an Anchor Smash, because you're going to have the Ravage as soon as you're done with it. But with no stacks here for him, I have to imagine he's going to just need the Ravage.
Night Stalker, he's hiding up here. Currently daytime, 2.5 minutes until that nighttime. You have Chronosphere ready to go from Faceless Void. The Mask of Madness still finished. And we saw it in the earlier game as well, so becoming the new trend here. Or recycling even.
Oh, bounty.
Although Ember Spirit's by himself up here at the top. Well, not by himself, because Night Stalker's up here too. And they're going to dive onto the Ancient Apparition. In come the TPs, though. They might kill him, but it could come at a cost. If they're not careful, could the Chronosphere being used right here. Torn on top. That's a dead Ember Spirit. Maybe. No, he avoids it at the last second with the Remnant. But Somnus on the chase. Amarana, a couple of auto attacks coming out from her. The Star Star and the Flame Guard saves a little bit of damage, but not enough in the end, and he does end up falling. That's Night Stalker TP's out.
I can't believe he got to that Remnant in the first place. That was so close, but they do manage to bring him down. It is fairly committal. Cost a number of heroes. It's just, can No-Till make up for the dying on his team, you know? He's getting all this room to farm, he's getting all this space. He's just got to turn it into something.
So the Chronosphere didn't initially get the kill, but a couple of Chronospheres that, in that case, eventually got it.
Or else.
S4, well, he avoids the arrow. Definitely dodging skills on his part to continue, but not so much. Just not the greatest coordination, but he goes down again. Yeah, make it death number 5. It's not a
This
friendly game
is
for him.
kind of the reason Batrider fell out of favor. You can't farm jungle uncontested anymore. The 4s are so on you and ready to just stick to you when you try to go farm. And so if you can't just fall back and recover to a blink like that, he doesn't do anything. Like, Lasso isn't that big of an impact until you get blink, so he's just really struggling to find relevance. Ana's manning up mid.
Yeah, I was just noticing that too. Hey, ult is coming in too. Oh no. If that connects, yeah, that's a dead
Well done.
Ember Spirit. That was... The balls on Ana was big right there, but he regrets it immediately.
Well, and he had to kill too if he wanted it. He could have triple remnanted on Potom and just blown her up, but then he wouldn't have had an escape. He thought he was going to be able to get out of that.
Not so much. He goes down. Now I'm going to wait another 10 seconds before he gets back up. You do have No-Tail meanwhile. He's going to help at the top lane. Try to set up a kill on a Kunkka. Jarex gets pulled back by the X marks the spot though, and Victoria will just keep on running. Has those arcane boots. A nice sustaining his mana there. I will say Meeple's not doing bad by any means. 4,600 net worth. Would you say he's having a successful game so far? Like, is this where they want him, or would they like him to be a little better off?
In the state of the game, he's doing just fine. I mean, the only person substantially ahead of him is the Void that just farmed off S4 so far.
Yeah.
So I think he's where he's planning on being, but I don't know if he's expecting the one person that he's got to be most scared of, which is this Void, getting this good of a start.
Top tower is under attack.
Visage is level 6 now, so of course those familiars online and using them, sending them over here in the bottom lane, but he's trying to run away as well himself. And there's that slow coming out with the Ice Vortex, the Torrent lands, and Visage is taken out as a result. Marana finishing the
Radiant's
job.
bottom tower is under attack.
Nice catch there, and this should be a bottom tier 1 tower push now. Top of that.
Yeah.
Radiant's
So much of this early game absolutely dependent on Victoria hitting clutch torrents and making solid roams, and man, has he stepped up.
Riptide's ready.
Bonded, you and
That coming to play right here. Meepo's even collapsing in. Here comes some TPs, expecting it. Chronosphere goes off, though. Expect a Riptide right after. AA ulti on top. Here comes. Yep, the Riptide goes off. And Meepo will fall. Ana keeping his distance. Going to go back in. The Ghost Ship comes through, though. He is able to avoid the stun. However, a Faceless Void is running on top, and he remnants out to survive. But with Meepo dead, do you really want to be taking this if you're OG?
Yeah, probably not. And I don't know what a Riptide is, but that Ravage absolutely killed Meepo.
Was I saying Riptide? I definitely was, wasn't I?
5 times. It's great.
It is
S4
Ravage.
dies to the Dire somehow.
Oh no, Kunkka is also getting blown up. Ana goes back in, and down goes Kunkka. Faceless Void. The ulti from Mirana kicking in a little bit right there. He's able to chase down Visage. Cannot get the bash proc, though, on Ember Spirit. So he TP's out in time, but now Night Stalker, Ember Spirit coming back in, actually, with the Remnant. So he's reset, looking good to go. N0tail also comes back in with the poofs, takes out AA with him. But now N0tail on the run again. The Starstorm helping to finish the job onto him. And 11 just sitting in the midst of this, just popping that anchor smash. And the tanky presence that he is. We got some mid-wars, baby, coming at you. Ana's in trouble. He is going to survive the lasso, bring back on Mirana. Victoria's running back in, though, himself now. More TPs in. The Ghost Ship coming through. Not enough rum, though, to save Mirana in that case. And Faceless Void.
Yeah, that was absolutely a defensive Ghost Ship, and it almost worked, but not quite coming out quick enough to save the Mirana. So at least they get something out of it. But man, N0tail dying is rough this much. Like the gold fight went their way there, but you've lost N0tail twice in like 2 minutes. If you look at what he has queued up, it's straight sheepstick at this point.
Yeah, that was some chaos there in the middle lane. 13-6 LGD lead. Now on top of that, the fact that N0tail, died a couple of times in that fight, pretty costly because, yeah, it goes back to, as you just mentioned right there, that net worth kind of drop in. We were kind of talking about at the beginning of this game. Sure, it's been going okay, but is okay going to be enough for OG to come out on top of this game? You got him and the Ember both below the Mirana and the Faceless Void at this point. Ember Spirit's going to be going a Radiance, meanwhile. Is that the best choice here?
It's that or Maelstrom. He's got to be able to shove lanes. They're still on the same page as I am about what their game plan is. They just got baited into a really long mid fight. They want to be splitting the lanes. They want to be farming everything and making it so LGD can't stack as 5 and then get 3 or 4 kills.
Yeah.
So that's the build he needs to go to actually get the split pressure. If he struggles to get to the Relic, I would look to see it switch to a Maelstrom pretty quick. But at the moment, I think it's fine to go for the ambitious Radiance.
Riptide, aka Ravage, is ready again. Chronosphere also ready on top of that. They're going to pick off AA, though, in the midst of this. There goes the Chronosphere. Only caught S4, though. And he's not really... Okay, he is dropping pretty quickly in the end. There comes the Ravage, and they do catch it as a result. Down he goes as well. They were able to pick off Faceless Void at least in return, but now Fly's also trying to run away. As Mirana of the Moonlight Shadows kicks in once again. Visage going to be pulled back, Torn to help finish the job onto him. Double kill coming out for the Mirana. So losing Faceless Void, ultimately, not the worst case right there. N0tail, again, having to be a little bit careful about committing into these fights. Jerax is going to get picked off as well as the Ghost Ship, or in this case, the Ghost Shark comes through and takes him out. These team fights, I mean, as expected, they're going in LGD's favor, right? Like, this is what their line was made to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is starting to look like a huge problem for OG. You can lose everyone except Ana and N0tail. That's okay, but you're losing one of those cores every time these engagements happen. And because of that, they're just getting their growth stunted so much. That whole time N0tail was farming, but Ana died again. You can't keep losing these people that are supposed to be your snowball and your pressure heroes. I will say, getting the kill on Void was a huge hero play from Jerax. Stood on the high ground that whole time when he was low HP, low mana. Managed to get a silence off on Void right before the jump. Without that, Void gets out, and that is even more of a disaster.
S4 has his blink at least. Yeah, I was actually going to bring that up earlier because of his struggle especially. 7 deaths now in this game. We've actually seen a bit of drums coming out from Batriders in general, and I was kind of wondering, maybe the drums would be the better choice and get in those stats, but he still goes straight into the blink.
No, this is what I want to see. You go drums if you're ahead, because you can pressure your lane. You can just walk in with Firefly. We got to smoke, though.
Trying to use that blink. Smoke on in. Kunkka is going to be the target. A also caught with the steering chains, puts around the ulti. Gets taken out, though, in response. 11. No Ravage to use. Just going to simply be that tanky presence once again. As the rum is applied on top of that from the Ghost Ship. And now Tidehunter, he's having a run. Again, you don't want to commit too much, though. They kill the courier in the meantime. There's no items on it. Now Tidehunter doing his bristleback impression right here. His back turns. Mirana. Arrow hit the familiar, I believe, so nice job taking that by Fly, I guess. But again, tight under, you really can't commit too much to kill this hero, so they're just going to back it off.
Yeah, you're totally fine walking away from him. No Tail's farming, you won a team fight. That's a huge boon for you if you're OG. And honestly, just came on the back of a very quick initiation. That was nice. AA Blast hit 4, but without LGD being set up or having Ravage to reset, it definitely looked okay there for OG. And that's going to be the rest of these fights. If they can sneak fights in around the Chronosphere and Ravage cooldown, we could see more fights like that, where they get a quick initiation and they take the lead early on.
Yeah.
But, man, if Ravage was up there, totally different fight.
Well, it is up now, so again, it goes back to your OG. Be careful about the fights that you look to pick right here. In fact, Smoke Gank, ooh, I want to say that might have been seen by this ward here of OG. Yeah, they actually scanned them out, so they know for sure. Nice Tucker's still, he's going to scout them, and he's going to go for the TP. Oh, beautiful play by Jerax. You know that was on purpose right there for sure.
Oh, that X was so close.
It was. I mean, that was a ballsy move as well, but take out the smoke and then TP out. So, well played. Gets out in time. Obviously, Mirana has the axe finish. He's actually working on a Yules as well.
Yeah, so he's probably going to go the full caster build. You go Yules, then Blink, then potentially E-Blade if he wants to finish it all out. Like, from there, you go utility. It's Lincoln's or E-Blade or something along those lines.
Anna? What does Anna go this game? We saw the Radiance earlier, but he doesn't have that queued up anymore, so you talked about the Maelstrom as well. Just needs that kind of split push presence.
Yeah, it needs to be a pushing item, and then it probably needs to be Blink. Your goal is just to not get caught and keep lane pressure up. So whatever items are going to help him do that this game. Lincoln's is normally an Ember pickup after he gets his first wave clear item, but it just looks really bad this game. It blocks almost nothing useful. The only thing it would save you from is X, which is pretty important, but yeah, I'm definitely curious. He took the Radiance off his quick buy.
Moonlight Shadows, Chronosphere opener with the AA Ice Blast equals a dead Ember Spirit. That was all Moonlight Shadows right there. I love seeing that from
almost
Mirana.
Missed.
Yeah, that would have been bad. That would have been bad. But it didn't. That's the thing.
But it didn't.
It didn't. But I love seeing Mirana ultis used like that, just aggressive. You know, it's getting ganks with it rather than always defensive to save teammates or whatever.
Absolutely. A very fortuitous DD rune is going to turn into a quick Roshan here for LGD.
Night Stalker, what a Jerax plan. Oh, the Ravage going off. Wow, that was a very defensive Ravage.
Can they even hold this tower against No-Tail? With no Ravage, no Chrono?
I don't think so. No, Ice Blast even on top of that. Oh, it's coming in, that's why. Yeah, well, just too late. So they save the tower at least, barely.
Yeah, they'll probably just deny it at this point. Yep.
Oh,
but this means he's going to go bottom and keep farming.
He's going to Hunter in the Night away. That's a fun hero. That did get nerfed this last patch, but still a powerful tool. The mana cost, I believe, was increased. If I'm not mistaken.
Cooldown, too.
Or cooldown was decreased? Okay. Or increased, I would say.
Increased.
Okay. Yeah, hero that needed nerfs, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah. All of his mana costs went up because he got an int nerf. He got dumber.
Oh, poor guy. Just to hit the books. Faceless Void. Locked down somewhat. The lasso to top off the job. The rum comes out, though. He actually time locks as well. Time dilation pop there. They defensive with this. No Chronosphere just yet.
Yeah, they committed everything on an Aegis Void there. That was weird.
And they don't even get it. And again, there's ulti cooldowns that are now coming up here for LGD, so it does buy more space and time for Meepo. That's definitely positive.
So he has his Hex done on Meepo. We saw him get out with that earlier. He has a Shadow Blade queued up. I mean, I'm guessing he's just assuming if they jump on me, I'm dead. So I want to be the one to jump on them, which is why this Hex is there, so he can just snap Hex the Void and stop a Chrono. If he goes to Shadow Blade too, this is going to be hilarious. This will be the most aggressive Meepo build I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's a unique item on the hero.
By the way, he caught up. He's top of net worth now.
I mean, it's Meepo, yeah. You'd almost be, you know, not looking good for OG if that wasn't the case, right? Like they need that to be happening.
True.
Not a good chance here.
Now, for anyone who's watched a lot of, ooh, do we got stuff going on?
Yeah, Moonlight Shadows. He's gonna cut us for the one Meepo. Oh no, Ice Blast comes out. That's a dead Meepo for sure. They cannot save it. Moonlight Shadows
That's
again.
unfortunate. It's just too expensive. Late in the game, you have Night Stalker eggs and gem that'll really help curb some of that aggression, but OG's still in the development phase. They need to get another item or two. But Ana's still pushing the base already.
Dire's structures are
Yeah, it's
fortified.
tier 3 tower taking some good damage, so they're going to take the tier 2 bottom. They do have ultis ready to go. Pipe, of course, has been on tide. He also has that blink now. Ana thrown up by the Yulz of Mirana. The arrow on top of that. Do they have enough lockdown following, though? Doesn't seem like it.
Dire's top tower is
When they
under
extra
attack.
back to bottom,
That's
she
what happened,
can't
okay.
even come back.
I was wondering, yeah. That was like, wait, glimpse? What? But
Yeah,
They
no,
actually
they
extra back.
extra hoping she could just push him off. And it did. He totally backed up. But he is
Yeah.
committed to the Radiance now. Recipe is purchased about 1,000 gold away from that relic.
okay, so has that just around the corner, and that with the evasion kicking in, that'll be nice.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Nice to
attack.
have here. Faceless Void, though. He's going to lead the way, pushing the middle
Dire's top
tier 2
tower
tower now,
is
and
under attack.
you also have the BKB queued up.
No-Till's going straight for this tier 3. He wants to make it so if they threaten her axe, he's doing the same.
Refuse gold given.
Yeah, he's got one meepo down bottom. The rest are up top. Visage getting him information as well. Visage, by the way, is working on the pipe himself to go with drums that he picked up.
Oh, man. If No-Till gets this pick on Void with the way he's positioned, I'm going to laugh. He's Shadow Amuleted, not Shadow Bladed.
Mischance, sorry. Yeah, he's having to stand here right here. And they're not going to find him, of course, so taking advantage of the item.
This is just bizarre. I mean, I guess he doesn't really need the main Meepo to farm. It doesn't change his farm speed that much. So maybe he's just trying to keep this in position so if his lane gets pushed, he can cut one wave real quick and then just port all the other Meepos away.
Dire's bottom tower is under
That's how
The
OG's
way he's
going to win
playing
this
this
game,
is just
though.
weird.
It's
Yeah.
you got him, Ember Spirit, you got Visage even. Really
Radiant's
didn't even
top
mention a
tower
lot,
is
but
under attack.
that's another hero that could definitely do that more and more throughout the game. So from that perspective, it makes sense. Again, they don't want a team fight also. This is a very deadly
Radiant's top
team
tower
fight side here in
is
LGD. In fact, Titan reports bottom. So, you know, it's like, do I try something here, but without more coming in. In fact, they came into the shrine area, and they're going to catch Fly. X marks the spot, going to bring him right back. Gush applied. And they do catch Visage at least.
It was not luck, but skill.
Very dead bird hero. This is just, it's a weird game, right? Because LGD's win conditions are very blatant. You press R on a bunch of heroes. Ooh, Void's gonna find No-Tail here.
Yep, finds the one Meepo. Ice Blast on top. And just like before, we've seen that time and time again here against No-Tail on that Meepo. Yule Scepter throws Bat Rider in the air, brings him on back with the X. And he's just trying to fly on the ledge right there to survive. It's not going to work, though. Kunkka himself, the Rum coming out, not in time. He does go down, but they get the kill on Anna. That is 4 heroes dead just like that. And it may be a 5th for the complete genocide right here in favor of LGD. It is a hat trick coming out for Mirana. 26 minutes into the game, everyone dead on the side of OG.
Yeah, and thus the game starts to look insanely bleak. When you're getting shut down this hard, whenever you try to make a move, the splitting idea doesn't work very well. They've gotten to the point now where it only takes Chronosphere plus AA ult to kill off Meepo or Ana. And once you hit that point, you know you're good to go. Because then you don't need Ravage and Chrono to fight. You know, one or the other is fine. And that's actually the exact point OG couldn't get to. Once No-Tail's dying to just one of those ults, the game gets really hard.
Nearly 10,000 net worth lead for LGD, 10,000 experience lead right now in their favor. Mirana, what does she have coming up? A Lincoln. So, yeah, this is definitely not a right-click battle build, Mirana. This is more of the, you know, ganking presence. Kill you quickly, I guess, you could say. However you want
Yeah,
to
what
put
was
it,
the
but
joke that I heard this called at TI? Budget Quap was what everyone was calling
budget
it.
co-op, okay.
'Cause usually they'd buy a Blink Dagger, blink in, Starstorm, and leap out, and just farm waves that way. No-Tail gonna
Ravage
drop
bottom
again.
lane, and if he dies again right here, he's going to. That's what you're just talking about. They used a Chronosphere earlier. He's back up. They're like, all right, we have another big ulti. Let's use Ravage. And he's there for a minute with no buyback.
I mean, they hit the breakpoint. That's it for LGD. They've gotten to the point they don't need all their ults to win a fight, and OG doesn't have options now.
Why?
And honestly, a lot of this comes back to just S4 dying that much. The Void got so much out of his lane, got farmed way too quickly to deal with.
He still has a 10-second BKB ready to go as well. And yeah, the Chronosphere back up. So is he going to use it right here? I feel like he could just go onto Ana.
Ana has a safety remnant though, so if he time walks in for the Chrono, Ana could just run away and
no
get the Chrono
point.
blank.
Not so much for Bat Rider. That's an easier target. Almost escaped, but not far enough. He goes down.
Is under attack.
Faceless just keeping his distance, going for the tier 3. Getting the objective. Ana going to do as much as he can to try to keep them off, but that's not going to work. Tier 3 goes down, and LGD will play the very safe game as they run away together.
Yeah, you lost no one and cracked the base. Now you got Shrines, you got Roche soon. The world opens up once you take a tier 3.
So, why is Meepo going this, the Silver Edge? Like, what's the high priority here with the Silver Edge? The break?
He realizes he has to be the one to initiate. If he's not going on Void, the team fight's already over. They're just dead. It also lets him put one of his Meepos into a weird position, like he was kind of trying to do top lane. I think their endgame goal is, now that the Radiance is up on Ember, if he splits a lane into kind of the danger zone, No-Tail can just Shadow Blade up to that wave, poof everybody in, and then try to take a tier 3.
Oh no, Night Stalker's seen here. Uh-oh. They get a bash or anything? No. Good job by Jerix reacting there, and they
No-Tail
kill.
snuck Roche.
Yeah,
It was an almost instant respawn.
Well, that's definitely a way to get back in this if you're OG. At least getting him the Aegis to stay alive, or resurrect even.
And against this lineup from LGD, if you don't sneak a Roche like that, you can't ever expect to have another one. Because if you get caught in the pit, everyone's dead. That LGD lineup is probably one of the best Roche lineups I've ever seen at fighting around the pit.
Yeah.
So OG really needs to use this Aegis, because it's probably the only Aegis they're going to see this game.
So the Silver Edge, the purpose is here for No-Tail. He almost has it finished. Coming out. Ana, what is he going for next after the Radiance? It's going to be Yules. Actually has enough, or just about there for it, but of course buyback is of concern too. Now to keep that in mind. On the other side, Faceless Void. An AC is coming along. Even more attack speed for him. Happening, and the Lincolns has been finished on Mirana as well. What does Tide even have? Tide with the Force Staff follow up, and now he has a Lotus Orb coming.
Tide is just super tanky. And there is a big pickup here. Yao actually purchased a gem for the Mirana. That's going to be huge in just shutting down what OG is able to see on the map. Then whenever anyone's not showing from LGD, No-Tail's going to be scared to split.
Night Stalker, the Ags is finished.
I love this smoke from LGD. It's
gonna
so
go
aggressive.
They're
Well,
gonna catch us
they have
four.
that ward in the base.
Oh, nice Force Staff. He gets hit by the Ice Blast. Still going to Chronosphere. He doesn't even need it. He's a bash god. And he gets a cut on the last. Here we go. The poofs in, but he pops the PKP, and No-Tail's jumping into his death. Chronosphere as soon as he comes up, I'm sure. And or Ravage. Yeah, that works too. And there's the Chronosphere. It also catches the Ember Spirit in the back lines. They're going to go for the rack. Now there's a buyback on a No-Tail happening. And the Moonlight Shadow's activated by Mirana right there. Ana's going in. No-Tail. He's looking for a target. They ping him out. Throws out some nets, but Mirana putting the damage into No-Tail. He poofs on it with the others. But Ami jumps back in on Faceless Void. Ana's doing in the air with the Eel Scepter. Somehow Kunkka's still alive. The Rum kicking in. But they also kill Faceless Void. Nice job with the Fire Ribbon and the Burst coming out. And No-Tail, but he actually gets picked off in the back lines. Ana's now trying to live as the only core right now for his team. Somnus, Mirana will die in the midst of it. Ana's just staying alive this whole time. The Eel Scepter thrown up in the air again. The Slide of Fist, and AA goes down as well. And now it's just 11 all of a sudden. The Raid Boss is the only one alive. And they're going to take him out. A killing spree for Ember Spirit. The fact that he lived throughout all of that, I mean, it was a dieback on Meepo, but...
He wants to force buybacks. He bought stop already. He didn't put a safety remnant back or anything. He's like, let's go. Buyback if you want me.
They're going to force it, at least out of Mirana here, I would assume. No
And they did pass
Chronosphere.
the cheese over. So he does have that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So you did not want to give up a free tier 3 here for LGD. I mean, Kunkka is up in 1.
Yeah, Kunkka can probably hold it.
Yeah. AA's up in 15, and he will have an Ice Blast as well, so...
You nuke the wave, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think Ana's going to be able to push this enough. Not the best sieger. And that's showing right here, so slide a fist and he jets on out of there. So that will be the end of the attempt by Anna. So with that, especially not getting the tier 3, you know. Now to be fair, okay, they didn't get the melee racks. I thought they did for a second, but they did actually fall back before they did.
Yeah, they got pushed off of that, and Ember was not on buyback gold for all that, so he got a ton of gold there from all those kills. But No-Tail's item progression is done. I mean, he bought back, not even close to the silver edge now. And trying to play Meepo at 33 minutes without boots of travel feels awful. You can't relocate yourself very easily. You're very committed to the main Meepo. It just plays like a totally different hero. Mm-hmm. Which, to be fair, No-Tail's always kind of favored this style, where he plays like a 4+1 kind of thing. Whereas, like, his secondary Meepos aren't heroes, they're just assets to his main one. Compared to, say, Abed, who plays at, like, literally 5 different heroes.
The whole micro strat, yeah.
Yeah, he's nuts.
It's impressive to watch, indeed. But I have noticed that with the... But I think that also kind of goes to the... Again, they drafted the Meepo into this lineup, to be fair, so it's not like it caught them off guard, but this is a very difficult team to have Meepo be extra effective against, it seems like. All the AoE
if your Batrider wasn't broke, you get the jump on a lot of these fights. Like, they wanted to be blink lassoing people at 13, 14 minutes. And in reality, they were getting shoved in so hard. The Batrider still didn't have his blink till like 18:30. It was just that lane crumbling lost their entire strategy. And they had to kind of fall back.
Well, it's an 8,000 net worth lead for LGD. Again, there's definitely still plenty of game left. This by no means is over. And you see the melee racks obviously healing on up. So the fact that there's not even any racks destroyed for LGD is definitely a sign of that. Anna, what does he have now? He almost has the Lincolns finished. And he's going for next year. But the ultis are ready. Ravage as well as the Chronosphere.
Yeah, and the Lincoln's choice is super odd. All it does is let him split a little better against Kunkka.
Rana just leaps in there aggressively for the attack speed.
It's a lot of attacks.
They get the fortification use immediately. You do see No-Tail is behind with the Meepos and trying to creep gut here. So smart on his part for sure.
Yeah, but you can't have mid-wave crashing in at the same time. Just gets rid of the backdoor protection. It was so close.
Oh, S4 was looking for a target. He missed it, and now he's in trouble. X marks the spot. Gonna pull right back on top and gush on top of him, and S4 very likely gonna fall. Chronosphere held off. They get the melee racks, got what they came for. Again, OG, he pretty much has a lost cause right there, so yeah, it's understandable that they chose not to really initiate there.
Yeah, No-Tail actually got a creep wave to this tier 2, so he is able to hit it, but gonna have to abort. Maybe they look for something on the backside here, but I just don't know what they can actually kill without all dying to these ults.
Look at Jerax. Oh boy, the chase is on. They're gonna run him down here. Ice Blast in case he's gonna go for the TP. They see him, and they are gonna stop him.
X is pretty good at stopping TPs.
Yes, it is. That's a gem as well. Did they see it? Yeah, they did. They pick it up, so Night Stalker, he's dead for another 40 seconds.
Anna's still trying his best to chip away at this tier 3.
Oh, he almost has it actually, but 11 gets there in time to once again thwart him off. But the split push, the Rat Dota, is definitely the strategy, as it's been really the whole game for OG. And yeah, you can't forget about Visage too. Visage almost has his axe. In fact, there you go. His axe is finished, and now he has a third familiar coming out. And that's something. He's also level 21 too.
Yeah, he's definitely farmed, very, very farmed for a support in this game. But the birds don't do anything when you're this far behind. You can cut a couple creep waves with them. If a lane gets to barracks, you can put some pressure on buildings, but it's one of those things you really wanted to be break even or feeling like you had some control over the pace, and they definitely don't.
Oh, No-Tail here. Finally, the Silver Edge is finished. So has that tool to work with now. Again, somewhat of a unique build.
I wish this Batrider was like a puck. It just seems so much cleaner in this whole draft.
Yep. S4 puck is definitely something we've seen before in OG.
Exactly.
But not this game. Playing the Batrider here. Stuck with what you got. So No-Tail gonna push out the bottom lane, and Roshan is up though. So LGD will make their way over there. Definitely not gonna be stopped. A matter of getting the kill and getting out. AC is now finally finished on Faceless as well. I assume he's going to take the Aegis here.
Yeah, I would imagine so. And Bloodthorn queued up next, so that'll make life just miserable. In reality, I would say this game's looking pretty done and dusted for LGD, but we saw Vici take a game off IG earlier in a very similar game state.
That's true. That definitely is true. It was as a result of a bit of throw, but again, in games that have those comebacks, that definitely will play part of it. In fact, OG finding a couple heroes by themselves, but one of them is tied, to be fair, and that's not the easiest to kill, as we keep stressing. Moonlight Shadow's activated. Meeple's going, and he wants this kill nonetheless, so he's going to kind of bait something out at least. Drop and a half life, got the break effect up, so that does help, but again, the Moonlight Shadows is still active, and they just have to retreat.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Just so awkward. They got tied to half, but nowhere close to actually finishing him.
They're just going to make their way towards the top lane. They already got the bottom racks, of course, taking care of the melee at least. And now they're going to pressure the top lane. Meepo split pushing the bottom as expected, but waiting for those ultis to come out. Time dilation popped. Ember Spirit has that flame guard up. Keeping his distance though, that with the Radiant Spurt. And they are going to hex up the Faceless Void actually, but the Chronosphere comes out off to the side. There's another fight going on, but this Meepo's definitely going to die. He's dead for 90 seconds. Over here, Kunkka surviving. Out comes the Ravage. And now Ember Spirit's in trouble. Ember Spirit will barely survive, but not for long. Maybe Sleight of Fist get out with a Remnant. Yes, he does actually stay alive in the long run. Good job on his part. S4, though, he will fall. Buyback is ready. Not going to use it right away, though. Again, though, Meepo, he's just having this rough time in these fights.
All right, look right below the top racks. Click on the effigy. It seems scarily accurate.
Trying to save no. He's trying, man. He's trying. Visage not the best for that, though, to be fair. And the range rack's going to fall first. Going for the melee now. They did get the buyback, of course, on S4. The Faceless Boy doesn't care about anything else. He has the Aegis as well. Worst case scenario, S4 goes down for the dieback. And that could be the beginning of the end now in favor of LGD. They're going to make their way to the mid lane and try to help clean up for mega creeps right here. Anna's doing everything that he can to stay alive and keep his team still in. I mean, he does plenty of damage. Ice Blast comes out, though. You do see Faceless Boy getting low, but again, even if he does die, the Aegis will bring him right back up. Anna, another Sleight of Fist. He's getting stunned up, though. He'll fall. He buys back immediately, but he's the only one alive currently. Night Stalker will resurrect in a couple of seconds. Another Searing Chain use, and they finally take out the Faceless, but that just means full life and full mana. It's almost as if he wanted. This is going to be a dieback in Anna if he goes down right here. Sleight of Fist bouncing around constantly. And he will actually stay alive in the long run again, but now it's no-tell. He's back. Here comes the PKB, though, from Faceless Void. Chronosphere in 10 seconds. That's how long this fight has lasted. And no-tell again is going to get bursted down. Not a friendly Meepo game. That's proven to be the case. And GG's called. OG's 0-2 in the group stages. LGD, they'll go to 2-0.
Rough start for them in this tournament. It's just S4, man. That was a brutal start. Kind of just set the tone for the entire game.
You look at it from that perspective.